Hi. Um, I'm waiting for someone, so I'm in the car tonight. I thought I'd play a little bit of some of the entities that come through the medium Richard Zenner. So, camera's looking at the car radio. I'm going to try and do a sampling. Start with Pete. He was an entity, apparently Italian, uh, on Earth. Still has his accent. It's pretty interesting to hear him speak. And of course, Richard Zenner, he couldn't reproduce that accent if he tried. So it's genuine. So let me see if I can play a little of Pete here. He's doing a little singing Italian here now.
La pore piola chi si di moneti, uramoni mettere crocei. La vadoromin, le ticchivus primi mondi crasel, la vitra mindere torziendere indoracel, men crepiro minoti che rischiado mi mele, na di credo mi crela tare termin rosatel, ne mi grandi brel, li piare che te la tril, rapitra mia sa te kendri, o se te kendri, so decidi. Dali cromimel, lato chi soffrendo mandore di chi si preso somnilin, na di
Scanner.
boria pis. I always feel very much secure when I come into this club. Just, there's a nice vibration coming to me. It goes all through my inner body.
Oh,
Well, questions relative to this picture, for it is your individual picture.
this is a gas show.
And as you ask yourself, your God kingdom, the answer will be given. You will see it more clearly, for this represents you down through the ages. And it shall represent you as you go from one plane of conscience to another. They affords me then this statement to utter again. By your works you shall be known. And so, disciples, we find that in these new series of classes, and on occasions to be brief, the overall picture of these works that will stimulate and properly so be the answers to questions that needed to be answered. We find ourselves now on the threshold of a greater awakening, all the more the fulfillment as we enter the great temple of fulfillment that shall be to you markedly a reality and is a reality. It is not a myth, and as we will realize this, having sufficient evidence over a period of time, and knowing that everything now must be centered in that direction of the temple of fulfillment, and put aside then all that had been employed that now be the stepping stones to the temple of fulfillment, that we enter the various departments, that be a department of everything that concerns mankind since the beginning of the existence of the various forms of life that we see in evidence of today, and especially in reference to the human expression. Everything then in the temple of fulfillment be there to be studied. It represents all lives of the earth, categorically speaking. There in the departments it can be the privilege of the disciples to see what be there recorded, to see there what will be discussed, in reference to the future of the nations, and especially the things that are going to transpire in the next few months and few years. Since it is for the purpose of breaking down the theory that we have held on to, that we must realize is false, and knowing the value of these mythical subjects that in the past we had embraced, that we condemn not, but we understand it be no longer needed. As a body of human expression, to convince of the mortal mind, and that's all we have to convince is the outer man, the mortal mind, we can appreciate then these statements all the more. If I say unto each and every disciple that you are the disciple today for the reason that you've earned that right, you will accept that readily, and praise will be in order and gladly received by the disciple. But remember, whether it be given by the teacher or myself, you must remember that you are merited according to what the soul deem that you be correctly merited, and the dividends received.
And having sufficient evidence from time to time in your material life that you are receiving help,
This is Dr.
and that you
Navajo.
will continue to receive help as long as you stay on the path and try not to violate God's law. This then will account for the many statements that Agasha had made in reference to the world, coming events, the future, in the so-called tomorrows to come, to inspire you, to help you to understand that this world that you live in, or on at this time, this planet, was a planet of destiny precisely the same as this particular continent, be destined to reveal unto the people in the different parts of this planet that systems that shall be improved upon, in addition to other systems that shall be brought into manifestation, enabling you then to cope with any situation that's likely to arise that heretofore we found that it was very difficult to cope with for reasons that probably you and I know. If then a person is said to be a disturbed mind, he is not a happy person, nor is he in a position to unfold properly. So you can well understand that the three departments of your life must be consulted. So your powers of scrutiny, indeed observing everything around and about you, you shall be in a position then to recognize at present your status, biologically, your spiritual status, and the three departments of your life understood to date in its entirety. For now you've had many things explained. And since it's far-reaching, Agasha's message, and more so as he continues with us, you will never lose sight of the fact that it all comes back to you individually. For primarily he is interested in you deriving the most out of your life, and not for the reason that you are more important than anyone else, for this is everyone's privilege, but that you shall be in a position to be a channel to serve humanity and to help awaken within your immediate atmosphere those who come in contact with from time to time. For this is the greatest period, as Agatha had told you, that we can refer to in history, refer to in the past, let's say, years. This is the period, and from now on.
Okay, time's up. We'll have to
The
break it.
settling then